She stared at the wallet in her trembling hands, and her heart stopped. It wasn't just cash. It was thousands of dollars stacked neatly. Black cards, VIP passes, and one strange metal card engraved with Korean characters. Anyone else would have walked away. Anyone else would have kept it. But what she didn't know was that someone across the street was watching her every move, and the decision she was about to make would change her life forever. Because the wallet didn't belong to an ordinary man. It belonged to one of the most dangerous Korean mafia bosses in the world, and he had just chosen her for a test. Maya Carter had learned long ago that life never gave her anything easy. She woke up every morning before sunrise in a tiny apartment that barely deserved to be called a home. The ceiling had water stains, and the heater worked only when it wanted to, and the window faced a brick wall that blocked most of the sunlight. Still, she never complained. She rolled out of bed, wrapped herself in a thin sweater, and started her day like she always did. Quietly and with determination. Her phone buzzed. 6:12 a.m., already late. She rushed into the small kitchenette, poured instant coffee into a chipped mug, and took a quick sip. It was bitter, cheap, but it woke her up. On the table sat a pile of unopened bills. Electricity, rent, internet, credit card. She stared at them for a moment. Then she flipped them over. Not today. She grabbed her worn-out sneakers, tied the loose laces, and stepped outside into the cold morning air. Chicago was already alive. Cars honked. People rushed. The city never slowed down. Neither did Maya, because she worked at a small coffee shop called Brew Corner, tucked between a pharmacy and a laundromat. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid something. And right now, something was enough. When she walked in, the smell of coffee greeted her. Jake, her co-worker, looked up. "You look tired." "I am." "You say that every day." "Because I'm tired every day." He laughed and handed her an apron. "Big day?" "Double shift." "Again?" "Again." Jake shook his head. "I don't know how you do it." Maya shrugged. "I don't really have a choice." The morning rush hit hard. Customers lined up. Orders stacked. Machines hissed. Cups filled. Maya moved quickly, memorizing orders, smiling politely, staying calm even when customers snapped at her. "Less foam. This is too hot. You're slow." She handled it all, because she had to. Around 10 a.m., a man in a business suit dropped coins on the counter. "You people always mess up." Maya checked the cup. It was correct. Still, she apologized. "I'm sorry, sir. I'll remake it," Jake whispered after he left. "You don't have to let people talk to you like that." Maya wiped the counter. "It's fine." "No, it's not." She gave a small smile. "Some people just have bad days." Jake sighed. "You always see the good in people." Someone has to. She didn't know that very soon someone powerful would notice that about her. At 2 p.m., her shift ended. Her feet hurt, her shoulders ached, but her day wasn't even halfway done. She clocked out, grabbed her bag, and stepped outside. The wind had gotten colder. She wrapped her arms around herself and walked toward the subway. That's when she saw it, a black wallet, lying near the curb. At first, she almost walked past it, but something made her stop. She turned back, picked it up. Heavy, very heavy. She opened it slowly. Her breath caught. Stacks of $100 bills, perfectly arranged, at least $5,000, maybe more. Her fingers froze. Her heart started racing. She looked around. No one nearby. No one searching. No one watching. Or at least, that's what she thought. Across the street, inside a black luxury SUV, a man watched quietly. Kang Min-jae. Cold eyes, sharp jawline. Perfect suit. He leaned forward slightly, watching her, studying her, waiting. He had dropped the wallet on purpose. This wasn't an accident. This was a test, and she was the one being tested. Maya's mind raced. $5,000, maybe 10. Her rent was overdue. Her electricity bill unpaid. Her fridge empty. And this money could fix everything. Her fingers tightened around the cash. "No one would know." She whispered it under her breath. Her heart pounded louder. She imagined paying rent, buying groceries, finally breathing, just once, just this time. She opened the wallet wider. More cash, black cards, exclusive cards. Then she saw the metal card, heavy, engraved, Korean characters. She frowned. This wasn't ordinary. Whoever owned this was powerful. Dangerous, maybe. She swallowed. Her conscience spoke. This isn't yours. She closed her eyes. Her ex-boyfriend's voice echoed. You'll always be poor, Maya. You're too honest. Her jaw tightened. She hated that memory, but she also knew something else. She didn't want to become someone she wouldn't recognize. Slowly, she closed the wallet. Decision made. She turned around and walked back to the coffee shop. Inside the SUV, Min Jae's eyes narrowed slightly. Interesting. Very interesting. Maya pushed open the cafe door. Jake looked confused. You forgot something? She placed the wallet on the counter. I found this outside. Jake opened it. His eyes nearly popped out. What? He looked around quickly. Maya, this is insane. I know. This is like $10,000. I know. And you're returning it? Yes. Jake leaned closer. No one saw you pick this up, right? She shook her head. Then keep it. I can't. Maya, you need this. She smiled softly. It's not mine. Jake stared at her. You are unbelievable. She shrugged. I'll wait. Someone will come back. Jake sighed. You're too good for this world. Outside, the black SUV engine turned off. Min Jae stepped out. 3 bodyguards followed, and they crossed the street and walked into the cafe. The air changed instantly. Customers went quiet. Everyone felt it. Power, danger, control. Min Jae walked to the counter. His eyes met Maya's. Calm, unreadable. I believe you found something, he said. Her heart skipped. Yes. She handed him the wallet. He didn't open it. He watched her instead. You didn't take anything? No. He opened it, counted, everything untouched. He closed it. Then he pulled out a stack of cash. He slid it toward her. For your honesty. She pushed it back immediately. I can't accept that. Jake almost fainted. Min Jae studied her. Why? It wasn't mine. You returned it. That was the right thing. Silence. Min Jae smiled slightly. The test was passed, and Maya had no idea. Her life had just changed forever. The cafe fell completely silent. Maya could feel everyone watching. The tall man in front of her didn't look like anyone she had ever met before. He wasn't just rich. He wasn't just confident. There was something else about him. Something dangerous. He picked up the wallet slowly and placed it inside his coat. Then he looked at her again. What's your name? He asked calmly. Maya. Maya, you returned $10,000. She nodded. Yes. You didn't hesitate? She thought for a second. I did. That answer surprised him. You considered keeping it? Yes. Jake looked shocked, but Maya continued. I need money, a lot, but I also need to respect myself. Min Jae's eyes sharpened. Honest, not pretending, not trying to impress. Just honest. Interesting. My name is Kang Min Jae, he said. Maya nodded politely, but Jake froze. His face turned pale. He knew that name, and he had seen it in articles, rumors, business headlines, crime speculation. Kang Min Jae, the silent billionaire, the shadow investor, the man people whispered about, but never openly discussed. Jake leaned closer to Maya. That's him, he whispered. She frowned. Him? Jake swallowed. I'll tell you later. Min Jae noticed the reaction. He wasn't surprised. Most people reacted that way. Fear mixed with curiosity. But Maya remained calm. She simply saw a man whose wallet she had returned. Nothing more. And that made him even more interested. He pulled a card from his pocket and placed it on the counter. If you ever need a job, call this number. Maya blinked. A job? Yes, Jake whispered again. Take it. She picked up the card. It felt heavy, metal, just like the one inside the wallet. No company name, just a number. And his name, Kang Min Jae. I already have 2 jobs, she said. This one pays more. Doing what? Working for me. That answer didn't clarify anything, but something in his voice felt sincere. He turned to leave, then paused. You passed my test, Maya. Her brows furrowed. Test? But he was already walking away. The black SUV door opened. He stepped inside, and just like that, he was gone. Jake immediately grabbed her shoulders. Do you even know who that was? No. Jake sat down. Oh my God. What? That man, he's powerful. Like, extremely powerful. He just lost his wallet. No, Maya. People like him don't lose things. She frowned. You think he dropped it on purpose? Jake nodded slowly. That wasn't luck. Maya looked at the metal card again. Her heart beat slightly faster. For the first time, she wondered if something bigger was happening. That night, Maya returned to her apartment exhausted, but she couldn't stop thinking about him. Kang Min-jae, the calm voice, the sharp eyes, the test. She placed the card on her table, stared at it. What kind of job? She whispered. Her phone buzzed. Another bill notification. Past due. She sighed. Her stomach growled. She opened the fridge. Half a sandwich, milk, nothing else. She sat down slowly, picked up the card again. Her fingers traced the engraved letters. She hesitated. Then she dialed. The phone rang once, then answered. Ms. Carter. She froze. You? Know my name? Yes. Her heartbeat quickened. When can you come in? Come in where? Tomorrow, 10 a.m. He gave an address. Downtown, top financial district, then hung up. Just like that. Maya stared at her phone. This felt unreal. The next morning, she arrived at the building, and her jaw dropped. Glass tower, private security, luxury cars. This wasn't normal corporate. This was elite. She stepped inside. Receptionist looked at her. Name? Maya Carter. The receptionist immediately stood. Welcome, Ms. Carter. That shocked her. She was escorted to a private elevator. Top floor only. The ride felt long. Her heart pounded. The doors opened, and she stepped into another world. Entire floor. Minimalist. Modern. City skyline everywhere. And Kang Min-jae stood near the window. He turned when she entered. You came. She nodded. Yes. He handed her a folder. Read. She opened it. Assistant to executive director. Salary, 6 figures. Her eyes widened. Anna, this must be wrong. It isn't. Why me? You returned $10,000. She stared at him. That doesn't qualify me. Honesty is rare. You don't even know my experience. I know enough. Her hands trembled. This was life-changing. I don't understand. You will. Silence filled the room. Then she asked quietly, What exactly do you do? He smiled slightly. I run businesses. Something about that answer felt incomplete, but she didn't push. Take your time, he said. She looked again at the salary, her rent, her debt, her life. Everything could change. She took a deep breath. Okay. His eyes softened. Good. And just like that, Maya Carter entered a world she never imagined. Her first week felt surreal. New clothes, new desk, new responsibilities, but also new eyes watching her. Employees whispered. Hey, who is she? Where did she come from? Why did boss hire her? Maya ignored them. She focused on work. She learned fast. She stayed quiet, professional, respectful. But not everyone liked her. Claire noticed her immediately. Senior manager, elegant, cold, powerful inside the company. She watched Maya with narrowed eyes. During the first meeting, Claire smiled politely. So, you're the new assistant? Yes. Coffee shop before this? Maya nodded. Claire smirked. Interesting promotion. Some executives chuckled. Maya remained calm. I learned fast. Claire leaned back. We'll see. Min-jae watched silently. He noticed everything. Every glance. Every whisper. Every attempt to undermine her. But he didn't interfere. Not yet. He wanted to see how Maya handled pressure. Days passed. Claire became more aggressive. She assigned impossible tasks, late deadlines, extra work. But Maya never complained. She stayed late, finished everything. Perfectly. That annoyed Claire even more. One afternoon, Claire spoke loudly. Maya, since you worked in a cafe, can you bring coffee? The room laughed. Maya stood. Of course. She brought coffee, placed it calmly. No reaction. Claire expected embarrassment. Instead, she saw composure, and that frustrated her. Min-jae watched from the head of the table, his expression unreadable. But inside, he was impressed. Later that week, things escalated. Claire accidentally dropped coffee on Maya's documents. Important documents. Ruined. Oh no, Claire said casually. Oops. Maya looked at the soaked papers. Her jaw tightened, but she said nothing. I'll redo them. Claire smirked. Good. Min-jae saw everything. His eyes darkened. The test was still continuing, and soon, everything would change. That night, Maya stayed late redoing the documents. The office empty, silent. She rubbed her tired eyes. Then she heard footsteps. Min-jae. You're still here. I needed to finish this. You didn't make the mistake. I still need to fix it. He studied her quietly. You don't complain. It doesn't help. You were humiliated. I'm used to it. That answer hit him. Hard. He stepped closer. You shouldn't be. She gave a small smile. I'm okay. He shook his head slightly. No, you're not. And in that moment, something shifted. Not just interest, respect, and something deeper. The beginning of something dangerous and powerful. That night, the office was almost completely dark. Only one desk lamp glowed. Maya sat quietly, just typing the revised documents Claire had ruined earlier. Her eyes burned from exhaustion, but she didn't stop. She couldn't stop. She needed this job, not just for the money, but because, for the first time in her life, she felt like she was finally moving forward. She finished the last page and leaned back. Her shoulders ached. Her fingers hurt. But she smiled slightly. Done. Just as she began packing her bag, she heard footsteps again. Slow, calm, familiar. Kang Min-jae. He walked toward her desk. You're still here. I finished the files. He glanced at the documents. Perfect. Not a single mistake. You didn't have to redo everything tonight. I wanted it done. You weren't the one who spilled the coffee. Maya hesitated. Problems don't disappear if I ignore them. He studied her quietly. This woman had no idea how different she was from everyone else around him. Most people complained. Most people blamed. Most people fought for pride. She just worked. You should go home, he said. She nodded. Good night. She walked toward the elevator. But before she stepped in, he spoke again. Maya. She turned. You trust me? The question surprised her. I think so. Then tomorrow, come early. Why? You'll understand. The elevator doors closed, and Maya felt something strange in her chest. Curiosity, but also uneasiness. The next morning, she arrived at 7 a.m. The office was empty, except for Min-jae. He stood near the window again, watching the city. You're early. You told me to come. He nodded. Walk with me. They entered the private elevator, but instead of going down, it went up. Maya frowned. And there's another floor? He didn't answer. The doors opened, and Maya froze. This floor looked completely different. No open desks, no glass walls, no corporate design. Instead, it looked like a command center. Large screens, security feeds, maps, men in suits, some wearing earpieces. Everyone stopped when Min-jae entered. They bowed slightly. Boss! Maya's heart skipped. Boss? She looked at him, confused. He walked forward calmly. Continue. The men resumed working. Maya followed him slowly. What is this place? He looked at her. This is my real office. Her stomach tightened. What do you mean? He walked to a large screen. It showed financial charts, shipping routes, names, accounts, things she didn't understand. I told you I run businesses. Yes, that wasn't the full truth. Her pulse quickened. Anna, you're not just a businessman. No. He turned toward her, his voice calm. I control underground finance networks. Silence. I manage private security operations. Her breathing slowed. I eliminate threats before they appear. Her heart pounded. Maya, I am not just a CEO. He stepped closer. I am the head of a Korean Mafia organization. The words hit her like thunder. She stepped back, her mind spinning. Mafia? Yes. She stared at him, trying to read his face, but he remained calm. No threat, no aggression, just truth. You're telling me this? I trust you. Why? Because you returned the wallet. Her chest rose slowly. You tested me. Yes. And now you're telling me this. I don't trust many people. Silence filled the room. Maya processed everything. The power, the secrecy, the danger. Her voice came out quiet. Are you dangerous? He answered honestly. To my enemies? Yes. And to me? He shook his head. Never. Something in his tone felt real. She believed him, and that surprised her. But things outside were getting worse. Claire had noticed Maya's growing access, and she didn't like it. Not at all. She confronted another executive. Why is she meeting him privately? I don't know. She was a barista. Boss trusts her. Claire's eyes hardened. That won't last. She started digging, checking files, looking for mistakes, trying to find something, anything. Then she saw it. Maya's access level had increased. Higher clearance, private meetings. Claire's jealousy turned into anger. That afternoon, she walked into Maya's desk. You're getting comfortable. Maya looked up. I'm just working. Claire leaned closer. Be careful. People rise fast and fall faster. Maya stayed calm. Thank you for the advice. Claire smirked. You think boss protects you? Maya didn't answer. Claire walked away, but she had already made a decision. She would destroy Maya. That evening, Min-jae called Maya again. Rooftop. City lights glowed. Wind moved softly. You handled Claire well. You saw? I see everything. She smiled slightly. I didn't want conflict. Conflict finds you anyway. He looked at her. You're different. You keep saying that. Because it's true. Silence, then he spoke quietly. I've been watching you. She looked at him. Since the wallet. You tested me. I observed you. For what? To see if you're real. And? You are. Her heart beat faster. Then he said something unexpected. I've also been protecting you. She frowned. From what? Claire. Her eyes widened. What did she do? She tried to access your background. And? I blocked it. Why? Because she wasn't just curious. He stepped closer. She wanted to remove you. Maya felt uneasy. This is getting serious. It already is. He looked at the city. People like Claire don't like losing power. What will you do? His eyes turned cold. Wait. The next morning, chaos started. Claire walked into the office confidently, but security stopped her. Your badge, please. She frowned. What? Temporary restriction? She laughed. Do you know who I am? Orders from above. Her smile disappeared. Inside, whispers spread. Something was happening. Maya arrived, confused. Claire stormed toward her. You did this? I don't know what you mean. You think you're smart? Before things escalated, Min-jae stepped in. Silence fell instantly. Claire turned. Boss, there's been a mistake. No. What? There hasn't. Her face turned pale. You're suspending me. For now. Why? His voice calm. Because you crossed a line. Claire froze. I didn't. You humiliated my employee. The room went silent. And I don't tolerate that. Claire clenched her fists. She's just. His voice turned cold. Careful. She stopped. Her confidence shattered. Security escorted her out. Everyone watched. Shocked. Maya stood frozen. This was happening because of her. Later, she went to Min-jae's office. You didn't have to do that. I did. I don't want people fired. I don't fire people for you. Then why? He looked at her. Why I remove threats. Her heart skipped. You consider her a threat? To you? Yes. Silence. Something deep formed between them. Trust. Protection. and something neither of them fully understood yet. The game had changed, and the real storm was just beginning. The office felt different the next day, quieter, more respectful. People who once whispered now greeted Maya politely. Some even stood when she walked past. It wasn't just courtesy, it was fear. Everyone had seen what happened to Claire. One moment she was powerful, the next, she was gone. And everyone knew why. Because she humiliated Maya. Maya sat at her desk, uneasy. She didn't enjoy this. She didn't want people scared of her. She just wanted to do her job. But things had already changed. Jake texted her. "Are you secretly running the company now?" She smiled slightly. "Oh no. You got someone suspended. I didn't ask for it." "You don't have to ask. You're protected." That word stayed in her mind. Protected. She looked toward Minjai's office. He was inside, speaking calmly with two men in black suits. Power followed him everywhere. And somehow, she was now part of his world. Later that afternoon, Minjae called her in. "Sit." She did. "You look uncomfortable." "I don't like what happened." "Claire?" "Yes." He leaned back. "She wasn't just jealous." "What do you mean?" He slid a file across the table. "Read." She opened it. Emails, private messages, security reports. Claire had contacted outside investors. But that wasn't all. She had tried to access Maya's personal records. Even more disturbing, she tried to dig into Minjae's private financial structures. Maya looked up slowly. "You know what she was spying?" "Yes." "For who?" He didn't answer immediately. Then he said quietly, "My competitors." Her stomach tightened. "You think she would use me to reach you?" "She already tried." Maya closed the file. The situation suddenly felt heavier, more dangerous. "I didn't realize. That's why I protected you." She met his eyes, and for the first time, she fully understood. This wasn't just a job. This was his world, and his world had enemies. That evening, Maya stayed late again, but this time, not for work. She stood near the window thinking. Her life had changed so fast, from unpaid bills to working beside one of the most powerful men she had ever met. And he trusted her. That thought made her nervous. Behind her, the door opened. Minjae. "You're thinking too much." She smiled faintly. "Is it that obvious?" "Yes." She turned toward him. "Your world is dangerous." "It can be." "And you're okay with me being part of it?" "I wouldn't let you be here if I wasn't." She hesitated. "Why me?" He walked closer. "Because you're honest." "You keep saying that." "Because it's rare." Silence filled the room. Then he said quietly, "Most people around me want power, money, control. And me? You wanted to return a wallet." Her heart softened. "You changed something," he continued. "What?" "I forgot people like you existed." The air grew heavier. Neither of them looked away. For the first time, the distance between them felt smaller. But the calm didn't last long. 3 days later, Claire returned, not inside the office. Outside, waiting. Maya exited the building and froze when she saw her. Claire walked toward her. "Yeah, you think you won?" Maya stayed calm. "I never wanted a fight. You destroyed my career." "I didn't do anything." Claire laughed bitterly. "You took everything." Before Maya could respond, a black car stopped. Door opened. Minjae stepped out, his expression instantly cold. Claire stiffened. "You shouldn't be here," he said calmly. "I just want to talk." "No." Claire looked at Maya. "You think he protects you? You don't even know who he is." Maya stayed silent. Claire smirked. "I do." That line changed everything. Minjae's eyes darkened. "What do you mean?" Claire pulled out a folder. "I copied files before I left." Silence. "Your offshore accounts, your shipments, everything." Maya's heart pounded. Claire smiled. "I can ruin you." The air froze. Minjae stepped closer. Calm. Too calm. "You think so?" Claire nodded. "I just need to send this." She raised her phone. But before she could move, 2 men appeared behind her. Security. They calmly took the folder. Claire froze. "What?" Minjae spoke quietly. I knew you would try this. Her face drained. You planned this? You were never suspended. Pause. You were being watched. Her knees weakened. You used me. I gave you a chance to walk away. Silence. You chose revenge. Claire collapsed emotionally. It's not fair. Minjae's voice remained cold. You targeted someone innocent. He glanced at Maya. And that, I don't forgive. Security escorted Claire away. This time, permanently. Maya stood stunned. Everything happened so fast. She looked at him. You knew? Yes. You weren't worried. No. Why? He looked at her. Because I don't lose. That confidence felt overwhelming, but also safe. And that night they stood on the rooftop again, city lights glowing, wind quiet. You handled that calmly, Maya said. I've handled worse. I believe that. Silence. Then she asked softly, why did you really test me? He looked at the skyline. Because I was tired. Tired of lies, of fake loyalty, of people pretending. He turned toward her. And then I saw you. Her heart beat faster. You picked up the wallet, and you struggled. She nodded. I almost kept it. I know. You were watching. Yes. And I still passed. You passed because you struggled. She frowned. What do you mean? Honesty isn't easy. That's why it matters. Her eyes softened. No one had ever explained it like that. He stepped closer. You didn't just return money. Pause. You reminded me what trust looks like. Her chest tightened. And the moment felt heavier now, more personal. Then he said quietly, Maya, stay by my side. Her breath slowed. As your assistant? He shook his head slightly. As someone I trust. She understood what he meant. Not just work. Something deeper. Something personal. Her voice came softly. I will. He extended his hand. She took it. Warm, steady, and in that moment, everything changed. Months passed. Maya grew into her role. Confidence, respect, strength. People no longer saw her as the coffee girl. They saw her as someone important, someone trusted by Kang Min-jae. One evening, Jake visited the office. He looked around in shock. You live like this now? She laughed. I work here. You returned a wallet and unlocked a new life. She smiled. Something like that. Jake leaned closer. So, are you two? She blushed slightly. We're close. He grinned. I knew it. Min-jae walked in. Jake instantly straightened. Sir. Min-jae nodded. Maya speaks highly of you. Jake nearly fainted. After he left, Maya laughed. You scared him. He'll recover. She looked at him. You changed my life. He shook his head. You changed mine. Silence. Peaceful, comfortable, and for the first time, Maya realized something. She wasn't afraid anymore. Not of his world, not of his power, because she knew one thing. Behind all the danger, he trusted her, and she trusted him. The girl who once struggled to pay rent now stood beside one of the most powerful Korean mafia bosses in the city. Not because she chased money, not because she wanted power, but because she chose honesty when no one was watching, and that was the one thing even the mafia respected.